Hey friends, welcome back to the farm. It's a beautiful day today, supposed to reach 65 degrees. After today, we're not going to see another temperature above 50 for the next 10 days. So, outdoor projects, when it's warm like this, get them done, get them cranked out. There's going to be snow on the ground like before we know it. So, one of my last big projects before winter rolls along is our shelter for our goats. And if you've been following us for a while now, you know that we don't have a proper barn on our homestead. We don't have somewhere big, safe, secure, warm we can keep our animals for the winter. So what we did with our goats, the first winter we kept them, was we bought this dog kennel. It's a 10 by 10 dog kennel. It's about 6 feet tall. And we built some panels here that fit on the roof. It's in two sections, half and half, and then we coated these roof sections with some of that corrugated plastic roofing material, kind of like one just fit perfect and then the other one had a long flap, so it kind of overlapped, and it worked well. It worked well for about 3 years. Between the sun, the Michigan winter, and the winds that came through and actually ripped one of these panels off, all that plastic stuff started cracking. It was breaking, it was dripping water in here, and if you have goats, you're probably aware of the fact of how much the goats, any goat, hates water. So, hi. We need the roof situation fixed. I came out here yesterday, the panel that remained, and I came out and removed all the screws, took all the rest of the plastic panels off. And it was quite windy. It's almost 20-mile-an-hour wind gusts yesterday, and I almost got whacked a couple times from the panels, from the wind, but we were successful. We got it all removed. The one panel here in the back that got blown off by the wind, I got this one put back up here. So today our project is to get metal roofing put on the goat shelter, and I'm going to do it the same way. So like this panel back here, it's going to run to right about where this panel ends, and then the other panel that's over here closer to you guys, the roof panels themselves will be longer and they'll overlap this one, and it helps to keep the rain out. Should be pretty easy. I got all my tools, I put them in the bucket of the tractor, drove the tractor out here, that way I don't got to run back and forth unless I forgot something. So let's get this first one measured, we'll get the panels cut, and then we'll start throwing these things up. And it's really super windy today, so hopefully filming goes okay. We'll do our best. Seems like it's gonna work good. It's a little heavier than that plastic stuff, but I think this will hold it just fine. It'll be harder when we want to move. If we want to move the whole pen, it's gonna be harder to take these off than the other ones, but we just might need 3 people instead of 2. I need to see kind of how they're gonna overlap. Because if they overlap properly the way they were designed, I'm gonna have a lot extra. So I'm gonna overlap extra and see how things line up. I was hoping I wouldn't have to cut these like long ways. I don't think I do. And then, so these ones only run to here. The other ones are gonna run way over, like this far as an overlap. And the whole thing kind of leans that way. So if any water, snow gets on here, it melts. It should just run off. So that's the plan. The way it worked last time with the plastic panels until they all broke. I was walking around double checking, measuring, trying to make sure everything was lined up good, and I kept watching the wind, and it's lifting the panels and lifting the panels. I'm like, okay, this has to be good enough. I do think someday we're going to have a proper barn on our homestead for our animals, a lot of our equipment. In fact, on the way driving to our cabin, I'm pretty sure last year it was built right on the side of the road. This perfect tall, the center's like tall, and then it's got like 2 lean-tos on the side, red, white trim. Absolutely the cutest little barn. And probably reasonably priced too. I mean, it's not giant by any means, but it would suit our needs and probably some of our future needs as well. Maybe sometime when we're on the way to the cabin, we'll just pull in their driveway or something and take a couple pictures so we can show you guys. Plus, if we ever do have one built here, we kind of just want to show whoever it is these pictures and say, build us this barn. It's like that perfect. YouTube struggles, man. I hate when you think that you set up the camera and you push the record button and you talk for about 5 minutes and then, or 3 minutes or whatever it is, and you realize you really didn't push the record button. It's probably pretty boring for you guys. I was trying to come up with some kind of a story to tell you guys, because I don't really tell you guys a lot of stories. I've told you a few, but remember when me and Rachel first started dating and talking about each other's lives and what we've done? Things that we've done in the past and what our life was like before we combined our lives together. There was a funny story I was telling her one time about a time when I had to call the FBI, basically to tell them it wasn't me, I had nothing to do with it. And it goes back to probably, I don't remember when we started, 1999, 2000, somewhere around there. Me and a couple of my buddies, we started a tech review website. Basically all of our jobs were IT based. It was our passion. We were geeks. So we started a website and we reported news on new technology that was coming out. We did like hardware reviews. So like, got a new drill coming out, we're going to send it to you. You guys can write up a review on it. So we didn't do YouTube videos or anything like that. YouTube wasn't even around then. But pretty sure YouTube wasn't around in 2000. Anyways, it was all written. We would like benchmark and make charts and graphs and everything. And over the years, we also had like a message board, like a forum where people could hang out and chat and talk about different things, ask questions. And we amassed quite a significant following of people, many of which who were very, very dedicated and loyal to us, some of them too loyal, in that we made very little money off of this. Back in the day on the internet at that time, basically everything was with ads, banner ads, pop-up ads. So we made a little bit of money off of the advertisement on our website with page views and things like that, but some guy who was a fan of our channel wrote some app. I don't remember what it was. It was some program, and he embedded one of our like affiliate ad banners like inside his program. So every time you launch the program, in a hidden window, it would display our ad banner. And we're like, why are we making so much money this month? And eventually the guy admitted to it, but that's just an example of people were like so loyal to us and so wanted us to succeed that they would do like bad things like that to try to help us. But the worst one was, so it was right after 9/11. And So like terrorist in the news, terrorist. If you've ever heard of I'm sure you've heard of the Palestine Liberation Organization, the PLO. Apparently somebody who was a fan of our website was also a hacker of some sort. They went to the PLO website, the official website of the Palestine Liberation Organization, and hacked their website and put banners from our website over top of everything that was on the PLO website, along with some very inappropriate photos. And we found out about it, and we were like really freaking out. We were like, I don't know if the PLO is associated with like terrorism, but I don't want these people coming after me. I didn't do this. Somebody who was a fan of our website did this on our behalf. And so me and Dave, one of the partners in the business at the time, were like, let's just call the FBI. So I remember I called the FBI headquarters in Ann Arbor, Michigan, I think it was, and told them a little bit of the backstory and what happened. And I sent them, I think I emailed them some pictures of the way the website looked after it had been hacked, and it's pretty crazy. I have probably a lot of stories like that. I'm gonna have to try to start sharing some of that stuff with you guys. The second set of panels, trying to get everything, all the ribs to line up with the other ribs. That was pain, but it's not perfect. But it's never going to be perfect when you're dealing with roof panels that are meant to be removed and put back on. It's not always going to line up exact, but right now they're lined up. But that's not to say the next time we pull the roof off and try to put the panels back on, that we might be faced with a little bit of a challenge. I don't know how I'm going to do the screws down there yet. Figure that out. But anyways, I know that story I told you isn't necessarily homesteading related, but that was kind of funny. In the end, I think one guy quit. A couple of us tried to keep it going for a few years, then the other guy quit. And then I kept it going by myself for a few years, and then I ended up selling the company to a gentleman overseas out of London. And I think he still has it. I know they don't do anything with it anymore. They don't like post anything new, but all the archives are still there and stuff. So all that's left really is to get it all strapped down. I use normally three ratchet straps, one on this side, one on the far side, and then another one in the middle where the one roof panel overlaps the other. I put one across there too, and it seems to work well. Although like I said, like some point this winter one of them blew off. I don't think the strap was tight. One last piece. Since this is the side that the wind comes from the most, I'm going to add this extra strap here. Sure the goats will chew this up. All right, guys, project complete. I still have to get some new tarps because the tarps are kind of tore up, but we'll do that a different day. That won't take long. It'll be a 10-minute job probably. So see you guys on the next one.